Hi, Ananya. You're on mute. Uh, Hello. I think I still can't hear you. Just let me check from my end once.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfect. Hi, Ananya. Just to confirm, because I was not aware of your name earlier, this is your name only, right?
Yes.
Many a times the Zoom accounts are of different names. All right, Ananya, we'll get started. So you're currently in grade 7, right?
Yes.
Okay, where are you living?
Sweden.
Okay, great. So you are primarily focusing which examination, or what is your primary focus, which you want to study in for, like just maths or any specific exam in your target?
No, we are actually looking for the Swedish national exams, but I
Mhm.
think here it is similar to the Olympiad exams, which happens in India.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I said. Because see, I like basic things are always the same. But the thing is that when we are targeting a specific examination, we can, pinpoint whatever we learned in the basic concepts. Let's say if with Ananya, I start up with geometry, we start a bit of triangles. But then when we are targeting an examination, we can develop some questions like that, or we can use those questions to pinpoint our, target towards our target, or go towards practice those questions which will really help us in the exam as well. So
Yeah,
that's why I'm
uh,
asking.
yeah. Actually, we are actually. I mean, we were thinking of IMO as we are based out in Sweden.
Hmm.
It is difficult. So I was thinking next year if she is able to, I mean, she comes up to that level, then she can even give online IMO exams.
Yeah, why not? Sure. There are many international Olympiads which are taking place right now, much better than the IMO level also.
Okay.
So, yeah, you can definitely think of that. Sure. All right, Ananya, we'll get started. So, any specific topic which you currently want me to do, or we can start up with any random topic for the
Can we
demo?
start up with like circle, circle
Okay.
circumference and
Yeah, sure. Why not? So I'll be using my whiteboard because I won't be going in by a PPT right now since this is your demand, huh? Okay. So I'll start off with my whiteboard and would like to take a few things in circles. First thing first,
Alright.
taking this in consideration about the circles, you tell me one thing, Ananya, that, okay, no, not Ananya. I think it's Anya, right?
yeah.
You didn't corrected me. That's very modest of you. I just
It's
read it
okay.
again. All right. So while considering this circle, we have a couple of things which we do consider. Now, I'll tell you before going into the basics, like what is the area and circumference. I'll not go that way right now. I'll first ask you what are the variables associated with all the formulas. Variables in sense, what are the things based on which the parameters like the area and the circumference can change. So tell me some of those factors in a circle.
Uh, I think it's radius,
Very nice. Any other in your
radius,
mind?
circumference, and then you what is the middle one?
Center,
Length. Yeah, center, and then there is one which is a line, full line
full
to
line diameter.
yeah, diameter.
Okay. All right. So out of this, I would tell you something. Center is fixed, Anya. It's always fixed. When I say fixed, for a circle, the center will always be the same because you see this, the distance is all across the same. Now you will say that, ma'am, this distance itself is called as radius. The distance of the center and like the body of the circle, right? The line. Now, diameter in this case will also be fixed for a circle. Why? Because, of course, if the radius is fixed, we know that diameter is the double of the radius. You know this relation?
Yes, ma'am.
So, technically, this is the only variable which helps you to means calculate the circumference, the area, and all the things related to it. So, if I compare a circle with a rectangle, a triangle, anything as of that, with any other 2D shape, you would actually see that circles are the easiest. Why? Because when we are dealing with a rectangle, Anya, we are taking two things into consideration. What are they?
The base and the uh, height of
I would like to choose some other options here. I think base and the height is more appropriate for the
a
triangle.
triangle with the
Yes.
base and the length,
Length and
Yeah.
height.
We
length and
also
height.
call it as the width or the
Mhm.
breadth and the length. That's absolutely correct. So there are two variables you see in here, Anya. And
Yes.
anytime, yeah, take a very simple everyday example. Suppose if anything, like for example, the probability of you getting a cupcake today, if that depends upon both your mom as well as any sibling of yours, then there are two people who are deciding that thing. Okay, so here also, if I ask you the area of this figure, that will be dependent on two different people, two different things, length as well as the breadth. Same goes for the height and the base for the triangle as well. But when we come to the circle, life is simple for circle because there's only one determining factor, that's the radius. If only the radius is changed, the things would change. So only one determining factor. So we can say that now you getting a cupcake is only dependent upon your mom. And now if she says a yes, you get, no, then you don't. But then if you have more people, you have more possibilities and more probability coming into picture. Mom yes, sibling no, sibling yes, mom no, four possibilities. Okay, so that's why we take this up, that circle is technically the easiest 2D shape which will help you to to calculate any kind of area or circumferences. This was a basic introduction for the circle. Okay, Anya, let's get down to some formulas. So talking about area and circumference, first before I give you the formula, can you tell me the understanding, like the why, what is area and what is circumference exactly for a circle?
I circumference is like the perimeter
Very
of
good.
a circle. Area is like how much space does it take, kind of thing.
Correct. So give me a real life scenario, like this is a circular park, Anya. This is a park. And you tell me, I'm so very, stressing on it because word problems come in this way only. So tell me any single word problem you have come across where they ask you the area of a circular field. So what do they exactly ask you? Like
Uh, I
any word. Yeah.
uh, I don't really think they have asked about area till now of a circle,
Oh,
but
okay.
they have asked about the circumference.
All right. So
Uh,
tell me about the any word problem you have come across with circumference.
I don't think circumference. Yeah, it came once. It was about finding the perimeter of shape, which is
Hmm.
like half a square, a half circle.
Oh, yeah, a kind of like this, something like this. You're saying something like this.
No, I think the circle was a bit on the top.
Okay, over here, so semicircle or full circle?
It was uh, it was like a half circle on it.
Okay, semicircle like this. Something
Uh,
like this.
uh,
No, you can annotate also if you want, or
um,
else it's okay. It's okay. Now, why I
it's
was
okay.
saying this is so you did not get a word problem, I believe. Why I'm saying this? Because I'm going to give you an example. You will understand what I'm trying to tell you. So imagine, Anya, this is a circular field. Okay, you're the owner of this field. Congratulations for now. Now you have a responsibility. So, with great powers come great responsibilities. So now the responsibility is that you have to fence this particular garden. So if they are asking you to fence this garden with the help of some wires, let's say any metal wire, what would you calculate? The area or the circumference?
Circumference.
Yes, that's the keyword I was asking you for. So, if we practice a bit of these questions in the exam, literally, you would not have to even think for a fraction of a second about what should I do here? What should I do? Should I find out the area or should I find out the perimeter? Because remember, these folks are very smart while making a question. See, I've myself made a couple of questions for 3 Olympiads. Okay, I can't name the Olympiads. I've signed NDA. Okay, non-disclosure agreement, but then I can just tell you that we undergo a training. Our questions are passed by 3 4 levels and then we get back the reviews also. So in those reviews I have learned that they have always been stressing on giving the options which are confusing. For example, if they are asking you the question that, for example, your field is 7 kilometers, having the radius of 7 kilometers, and you have to measure how much, what length of wire would you need to fence your entire garden, then one of the options will definitely be the area. One of the options will definitely be the circumference. One of the options will be the like circumference, for example, this only, but then the unit will be or meter, kilometer square, let's say, just to confuse people. Like in a hurry, what happens, Anya, that we just calculate the number, we miss the unit and tick and come, or just click and come. So that's the problem. So these kind of options are generally made. Okay, so see, I keep focusing on this because I want you guys, like whoever learns with me, to understand that these are some trick areas which you can skip. So here comes one keyword which we learned, that whenever they want you to calculate the circumference, that is perimeter, what you told, you will be asked questions around anything round the boundary. Now, anything round the boundary can be wiring it, fencing it, painting the corners, anything like that can be said. And this is always related to your circumference. Some
Uh, I
keywords to keep in mind. Yeah, go ahead.
uh, I just remembered one of the questions from my
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
paper. It
Say.
was about kind of like painting thing only,
Hmm,
but
hmm.
it was like it was, I think it was like boxes, like
Okay.
squares and rectangles, and
Hmm.
then a parallelogram in it.
Hmm.
So they are told that a teacher would take some would paint it two times, and he
Hmm.
would it'll be he would buy 10 paint boxes for that,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
which
Hmm. Hmm.
um, each um, each 8 centimeter square or something like that. Each centimeter square, he it is for 3 liters. 3 liters paints is used for 3 centimeter square, kind of like that. So, and
Okay.
like kind of those type of questions are going on.
Yes, Anya, that is area. This painting which you talked about was area. Because see, when you paint, you just don't paint the boundaries. Like as you mentioned in the question, it was not specifically mentioned, right? That you're painting the boundaries, you're painting the entire wall. Or you're painting the entire garden, let's say, the floor area. Also, another keyword you can keep in mind is the carpet area. Okay? Carpet area. So, carpet area is again the entire thing inside it. So that's how we capture words around. I can practice. We can do that together. Okay. Like just after I give you the formula for that, we can move ahead with some questions also. This is just building the base. Okay. All right. Is this understanding clear, Anya? Anything which I need to just repeat again?
No, ma'am, I've done this before, so I remember some of them.
Lovely. So let's move on to some formulas now. So area comes up with the formula of pi r square. By the way, you know why is pi or what is pi? Why do we use pi? Anything like
I
that?
know,
Not
ma'am.
very
No,
historical. Yeah, yeah.
I,
Go ahead.
I kind of know like a rough meaning of it. Like
Please say.
I've used pi a lot.
Okay.
I mean, I did some problems, I think, on Khan Academy about
Mm-hmm.
circle,
Yes.
and so pi. I think pi is 3.14.
Correct. That's
Yeah,
the value of pi.
the value
Any
of
other
pi.
value you are aware of?
No.
22
No?
by
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Then there's another fraction. 22
Yeah,
by
there's a
7.
fraction. Okay, 22 by 7. All right, good job. So you never told me, but what exactly do we use it for? Like, how do we came across this number? Not a very historical fact, but uh, anything you know about it?
Not sure. I don't
Uh,
remember.
Then it's good. You don't have to learn anything really scientific about it. So remember a funny thing that what exactly happened was that these mathematicians started measuring the area or the circumference for all the different circular figures around it. Every time they tried dividing it with the radius, they found out that a constant number was coming out. Okay, like an additional number which had no relation with the radius or the area which they got after measuring it. So they came across a very long number. If you know that pi is actually an irrational number, it is a non-terminating decimal. It goes to it has more than 100 digits in its number, like in the decimal places. So for our convenience, human beings are lazy. So for our convenience, we use 3.14. But to increase, as I said, you remember I said irrational numbers. Any idea what are irrational numbers and what are rational numbers?
I,
Difference?
I think irrational numbers are the numbers which go very lengthy. You cannot really
Ended,
count end it.
non-terminating
Yeah.
kind of. Yeah. Also, you cannot represent the irrational numbers in terms of fractions also, because if something comes in fraction, there is a dead end. Not always, but sometimes, most of the times. Now, think about, as I said, lazy part volume 1, lazy volume 2. Volume 2 is when we are actually converting the decimals two, like down, not decimal also, I should also say this as irrational number to a fraction, because if you go and search internet or any book, you will see that they constantly keep saying that irrational number cannot be represented in the form of p by q, that is the fraction. But as I said, lazy 2.0, this is 22 by 7 only and only used. When do we use it? What is the use case? Always remember, when the radius or the diameter which is given to you is a multiple of 7, we use 22 by 7 to get a whole number as the answer, Anya. Okay? To get a whole number as the answer, we use 22 by 7. But suppose if I say that the radius of the circle is 10 centimeter, you know that 10 centimeter is not divisible by 7. So the convenience would be to take pi as 3.14. Okay, that's one quick learning from here. All right, let's start with an easy question. Very easy, just warm up. Okay, I need you to find out the area where, okay, the diameter is equals to, see, I'm giving you the easiest question for the day, 14 centimeters. I need you to find out the area, also
Oh,
the
okay.
circumference. Just one basic question, then we'll start playing around with this.
Uh, so okay. So diameter is 2 of radius. So I have to divide it by 2. So which is 7. So now 7 sevens are 49. So then 49 multiplied by 3.14, because that's area.
Do it.
I,
Now Shani should explain you something.
I
No?
know.
If it is multiple of 7, what should you use?
The pi value, you remember last slide? If
Last
the
one.
radius is a multiple of 7, you're supposed to use which value of pi? Look at the
The
slide.
value number 2.
Yes. So go ahead.
2.
49 melde maka. 49 melde.
Then multiplied by.
So times 22 divided by 7. Uh,
Cut this, no? 7, 7, 7.
Miss, ma'am, it is true. It is 22 multiplied by 7. Wait 1 second.
Hmm.
Wait, right now. Yes. Ma'am, is it 154?
Yes, it is. That's absolutely correct. What will be the unit, Anya?
Centimeter square.
Thank you. And what about the circumference?
The circumference. Uh,
Yes.
14 divided by
2 pi r. Now please look at it. 2 and r together make what, Anya?
What?
2 times r, 2 times radius was equals
the
to?
diameter. So
Yes.
divide. So 14 divided by 4. 14 divided by 2.
Again?
No, you don't have to do that.
Why
Why?
you
Because that's what I just changed the formula into. Instead of first, see, from the diameter, step 1, you get the radius. Step 2, you multiply it with a 2. Step 3, then you again multiply it with the pi. Why would you do 3 steps when you know that 2r is equals to diameter? Then directly multiply diameter into pi.
Oh, is circumference r multiple is circumference r multiplied by 2 pi?
Hmm.
Oh, I think I got it in my paper.
No problem, Anya. That's how you catch up. So you can just multiply and tell me the answer.
Yes, ma'am. Equation kelma. Uh, heck,
ask him now? Do it properly. You're not concentrating. I will go out.
no. Okay, bye.
Into.
Mom, can you please explain again? I was
No problem. So what I was saying is that 2 pi r is the formula for the circumference. Now, you know, multiplication is all commutative property. That means whatever is written anywhere, like first, second, third, second, first, doesn't matter. You will multiply anything with any time. So if you multiply 2 and r together, you are getting radius multiplied with 2 as diameter, because twice of the radius is diameter. So this formula can be rewritten as this, because 2 into r gives you diameter. So you can rewrite it as pi multiplied with diameter, because this becomes diameter. So the thing is that you directly multiply pi with the diameter, that is 14, and get the answer.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Try it out. Then we'll try a semicircle after this.
Sounds about
It was
Okay, just a suggestion. Whenever you are multiplying a fraction with a whole number, try to first divide and then multiply, Anya. Because the only reason why I took 22 by 7 here is because the radius or the diameter is in a multiple of 7. So first cancel these two numbers off. 14 by 7.
Yes, ma'am. I did that.
Okay, then you're only left with 22 into 2.
Miss answer is 44.
Correct.
44
44, what's the unit?
centimeters.
Very good. Circumference does not go in square. All right. Now, see, people, when making questions, only play around with the subject of the formula. For example, circumference is 2 pi r. Currently, I gave you this value and asked you this value. Correct? What if in the next question, I ask you this value and give you this value? Do you know transferring things from the left hand side to the right and the right hand side to the left? Transposing.
Is it under?
Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
Plus becomes minus, minus becomes plus, multiplication
Minus,
becomes division, and division becomes multiplication.
miss,
So
I know
for
that.
yeah, you know this? Perfect. Then in that case, tell me, if I shift 2 pi to the right hand side, what will I get? Left hand
Minus.
side.
Got
Not
on.
minus. They all are multiplied here,
it.
Anya.
The multiplication, no? So
Oh,
over the
yeah,
bridge.
division.
Yeah, correct. So we will first divide c by 2, and then again if I bring pi, we will again divide it by pi. Am I right? To get the value of r?
Yes.
I just shifted the 2 here, so it was multiplied, so it will become division. This pi was also multiplied, it will become division. So basically, the same question which you solved, Anya, remember, what I gave you, radius was 7, so diameter was 14, whatever you want to remember. Radius was 7, and you calculated the circumference as 44, remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Same question would be given to you saying that now let's make a question that the circumference is 44 centimeter. Please find the radius. What will be the radius? Circumference is 44. You first divide 44 by 2, then we will plan to divide it by pi also. What is 44 by 2?
44 by 2 is 22.
Further dividing 22 by pi. What is the value of pi? 22 by 7?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Fraction division. Do you know fraction division? You multiply with
Wait, ma'am, I
the.
had a question. I
Hmm.
thought you only use the division like 22 by 7 when it's only
Um,
multiple of 7.
huh. The radius should be the multiple of 7. So I am keeping the radius as multiple of 7 right now. Okay. And
Oh,
don't worry, in the questions, they will explicitly mention you that use the value of pi as 3.14 or use the value of pi as 22 by 7. In such questions, they will tell you. And in the questions in which they don't tell you, they give you the radius. So you can automatically identify.
okay.
Okay. All right. Coming back to fraction division, Anya, you remember that if someone asks you to divide a fraction, you have to multiply it with dash. Like, for example, 1 by 4 divided by 2 by 4. Can you tell me what will be the answer?
Uh,
Have you done fraction division before?
You've learned that, no? You're changing the numerator to denominator again, multiplying fraction divisions.
the
Okay, I'll
multiply.
give you a quick recap, Anya. Anya, focus. The first part, the first fraction will remain the same, and the second fraction's reciprocal will be multiplied. Reciprocal of 2 by 4 is
4 by 2.
correct. As mom was saying, numerator becomes denominator and denominator becomes numerator. All right. Then you multiply this, 4 and 4 cancel, you're left with 1 by 2. So
Oh yeah,
basically, you
I,
now recall it?
yes.
Okay, good. So when someone is asking you to divide 22 by 7, what should you actually do, Anya?
Uh, 22 multiplied by 7 by 22.
Lovely. And when you cancel this out, you're left with 7 centimeters as your radius. So did you see the magic? Same question, same numbers, but we just transformed the question. I mean, generally people ask you circumference. I asked you the radius. A bit of more practice around it, like 2 4 more questions if we do, like in our regular sessions, of course, after taking one formula we will do 4 5 questions and then move next, but then this is a demo, so I have to keep it short. Anyways, let's make a story around it, Anya. So the story is that Anya had a very large circular garden, the radius of which is unknown to her. But when she asked someone to purchase and fence her circular garden, they bought some amount of wire. I'm just extending the story. Why am I doing this? Because in the real exams also, they do extend and give you many not so important points. So you have to learn the skill of filtering out the important information. Okay, Anya? So the story is that after completing the fencing part, they come and report, Anya, that they used up 44 kilometers of silver wire. Imagine you are using silver to fence your entire garden. Okay. So after completing it, they report to Anya that they used up 44 kilometers of silver wire. Find out the okay, now also see, I can directly ask you that find out the radius of Anya's field or circular field. But then to this, they can add up an interesting thing, that what length will Anya travel if she enters the garden through one of the doors and reaches the center of the garden. So it's exactly the radius, right? Starting off from one of the doors and reaching the end means actually the radius only. So this is how, they just design questions to eat up your head and time both. But, practicing a little more would help you to just grasp the important things out of it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Anya. So I think the demo was scheduled to be for 30 minutes only. So if there is anything I can, recapitulate, tell me. This is a big topic. We would need more time, but then this was just an intro. So is there anything I can just help you with after this? Yeah.
Uh, I'm kind of confused
In what?
in what you're trying to say. I'm
Oh,
like,
okay. So I wanted to say that the demo was scheduled for 30 minutes. Okay. Straight. So since the time is up, I wanted to know if there is anything else I can help you with apart from what we learned already. Are you confused in what we learned today, or are you confused in what I was saying earlier?
no, ma'am. Actually, I had kind of like a checkpoint today, and
Okay.
it was partly about the area of a circle and stuff,
All
but
right.
it um, helped me like revise about what mistakes I did or stuff.
Oh,
And
lovely. That's why you selected circles, huh?
yeah, I really wanted to see what mistakes I did because I think I did this like a few months ago and I don't think I
Okay.
remember the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I
That's
kind of
obvious.
listed some of the mistakes I
No problem, Anya. That's one thing that's always happens. So, when you are practicing it on a daily basis, I know you must be sitting with one topic or something like that in a day or in a week to complete. But then just develop the habit of doing one single question from the last week's topic which you learned. That really helps to, keep revising the topics without actually sitting in for hours doing that. So fine then. So I would come to my last question then, Anya. How was the session?
It was really good.
Thank you so much. All right then. So what's the time there at Sweden right now?
It's 4:33
PM.
exactly.
Okay, fine then. So, okay, then if there's nothing for you to ask, I would also take your leave, Anya. Whatever would be the whatever you want to say to Vishwajit, so that is Olympiad success, you can let him know directly, and then we can like discuss upon it, whatever it goes.
Can I
Like,
talk to you? I mean, is that
yes,
okay? I
yes,
can talk to you because, like, I wanted to talk to you again now for 10 minutes after this session.
sure, ma'am. Why not? Definitely.
Yeah. So how is that? I mean, I've spoken to the sales team, but I would really understand more from the teacher, right? How will you be going forward, will be teaching
Yes,
her?
yes. Because if I have taken the demo, then I'll be going forward with her, provided if there are no issues around the timing. So if you are planning to, start, if you find it useful and if you found it good enough, so if you're planning to start the sessions, then ma'am, I will have to little bit, think about the timings as well. So if that matches pretty well, because slightly the things are booked up for my end. So if the things really work good, we can like I will only be taking it. So it's like 99% I'll be taking it.
So what are the timings here? Because she comes Monday to Wednesday, she's busy with, and she comes home by around 5 or something, 5:30. So it will be very late back in India. So if it is like Thursday and Friday, can be accommodated.
Like at 8:30.
Yes, because she comes home by around 3 o'clock. So I think,
Uh, okay. So as you mentioned, ma'am, that it's like around 4:33 to at that time, right? Like now it's 4:35, correct?
yeah,
So it's like 4.5 hours, if I'm right, or 3.5
yes,
hours.
4.5 hours we have
Four
a
and a half
difference.
hours. Okay, I would still need some time, ma'am, to just finalize that part because I'll have to check my calendar, which is not open right now. So I'll do that. Not to worry. But then maybe on Thursdays it would be a problem because keeping this time maybe late Thursday, like a little later than this timing for you right now, like maybe 6 at your place can also work for me.
Yeah, yeah.
We can figure that out, ma'am. You can tell me the suitable timings, like after this or before this timings. Okay, the range you can give me, and we can discuss the days. Or if
Yeah.
there's some day, like when the school is off, you want to take up at that time, that could also work.
Okay.
So you
So
can
how
let
about
me know.
how about the topics and all? You will have your own set of topics you will try to cover up and then teach her,
Yeah,
right?
yes. So there's a basic topic for grade 7th, but then since it's a one-on-one session, they do have a very detailed like material which she can practice after every class. But then since it's one-on-one and my type of teaching is slightly different, so what I do is I would definitely see, because for example, right now I saw her that fraction division, she knows it, but she has to, just need a small recap on that. So there might be more topics like this. There might be some topics which she has not covered up before, which would be some primary level topics like, and of course, because the curriculum is differing for India and for abroad as well. So that's why there are a couple of topics which she might not be knowing before. So based on that, it's just that the title is, let's say, circles. But then I would like to give her 4 or 5 questions midway and see if she's aware of those topics or not. If she is, we'll not waste time on the same thing, because the same thing can be practiced in the exercise sheet which she'll be getting after the class as well, ma'am. So she
Okay.
can do the questions from there, the ones which she already know, and the ones which she don't know, or if I find her not being comfortable solving it, then we can, progress more on that. So I keep that dynamic, depending upon student to student, because not
So you
everyone
give
is
the
same.
homeworks and all, right? So I mean, see, I'm
Yeah.
not looking for here completely like a Swedish curriculum or something like that. I'm more looking towards kind of an overall maths Olympiad, because I feel those kind of questions are application based and that is good for her.
Hmm, hmm,
So
hmm.
will you give the homeworks also after the
Yes.
sessions?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. There will be a complete platform allotted to you. So Olympiad Success has its own website. One second, ma'am. All right. So, sorry for the disturbance. I was just saying that for the homeworks, yes, you would be getting it on the platform itself. So, they have Olympiad Success has its own platform where they will give you a user ID password, and you can log in over there, and she'll get all the material once, like everything at one place itself. So she can do it on her own. I can tell her exactly what questions to do after this class, so she can do or complete her exercise accordingly.
And there will be a test intermediate to
Yes,
evaluate her?
yes, we do have topic wise tests as well. So we
Okay.
can do that.
Yeah, sure. And it will be weekly once, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Not
sure.
weekly ones, but it's like based on topics, ma'am. So, for example, if a topic takes 2 3 days to complete, I mean 2 3 sessions to complete, or if we are having 2 classes a week, so then it might move on to 2 weeks for another test to take place.
No, I'm not talking about the test. I was talking about the classes happening.
That will be decided by you, ma'am. So you will decide how many sessions you will be taking in a week, and then we
Mm.
will accommodate it according to, like, we'll just match it up both for both of our schedules, and then we'll decide that. So it depends totally on you. What should be the
Oh,
frequency?
and do you take your the weekends also, or do you take only from the
Yeah, yeah,
weekdays?
yes, not a problem. Yes,
Yeah, that will be good. Sure, I will. I think check with this thing, the team, and then I'll get back to you.
sure, sure, sure.
Yeah.
All right
And
then. So for you,
even
it's early. Yeah, sorry.
yeah, even the exams also you conduct
I mean,
Olympiad
like,
exams. I mean, you
yeah.
enroll the
For
kids for the Olympiad
Olympiad
exams.
success, yeah, for Olympiad success, they do have their own Olympiads as well, like Quest Olympiads. It's also like Unicus is an associate of that as well. So these are some different, slightly higher, one notch higher examination compared to IMO. So this will be really useful for her in real practical life. For example, Unicus is somewhere similar to what kind of questions I was telling you, right? Like more of theoretical, lots of stuff inside it, and the intelligent folks will filter out the information from it. These things are being tested in Unicus Olympiad. It's a notch higher level. So she can get started with the normal Olympiads and then move on to them as well. Like, at least giving a try is never bad, ma'am. So she can definitely try it out. She'll
Yeah,
learn something.
and how about what age are you? I mean, is that because I have my son also, so I was
Okay.
thinking to get both of them into maths classes. So
Yes, my range bandwidth is little higher because I start from grade 3 onwards. My expertise lies in logical reasoning and mathematics, and I am taking sessions for MBA aspirants as well, ma'am. So I'm
yeah,
myself doing MBA from XLRI Jamshedpur, and I have a YouTube channel with more than 10,000 subscribers where I teach them free of cost. Whosoever is not able to take up the coaching and something similar to that, I do help them up with their entrance examinations as well. So it's including English, maths, logical reasoning,
yeah,
GK,
I mean
everything.
he's into grade. He's currently in Sweden is one grade lower than the India, so he's
Yes.
in grade two, but it's like he's grade three. So that's the reason,
Yeah.
and he's very much interested in maths. So I wanted to
Okay.
check on that also whether it is
Yeah.
possible.
So for Olympiads, it's all from 3 to 12, ma'am. Not a problem.
Sure. Thanks for the information on that.
Most welcome. Okay, then.
I'll let you know on that other things.
Sure,
Sure.
sure. Good
Thank you.
evening to you. It's not night, but then for me, it is Sanya. Bye bye.
Yes, ma'am.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Take care. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
Take care. Bye bye.
Wait, bye.